In this video, we work on latching, how to use it just individually on its own, but also with a pivot to amplify its power. We couple it with some striking as well. Hope you enjoy.
All good? No questions? All right. Bro, you home? So I want to keep going along the line of chain trapping and where that can evolve to. And another option you have is latching. So it's a very similar movement, except the difference now, rather than coming in and then trapping in that you're controlling both hands for the price of one, you're actually somewhat pulling them in a way to give yourself an advantageous position. So which is latching, what a latch is compared to a trap. So a trap is when you're containing both of their arms with one. Generally that's the rule of thumb and the best thing you're looking to do. But a latch is when you pull them in a way to give yourself an advantageous position. Now that can be used in multiple ways, meaning it could just be a cross arm where he's a subtle latch to bring him into a flank, or I could even think of turning my body and latching to really just send him away if I was like, okay, fuck this guy, and I'm just going to bolt or whatever. So there are multiple ways to use it. The way we're going to start off is just playing around with the different systems within it. So strength, structure, state, yeah? So let's start off with a cross arm, yeah? Because that's a simple one to start with. And just this mechanic here, which is essentially this part of the form. Anytime you bring your hand back, it's essentially this same mechanic, except the palm's facing down and it's slightly open so that you have the ability to grab. And we train this a lot, of course, in our looks-out sequencing. Meaning this will be available to you as a Wing Chun practitioner pretty often, because anytime someone has a connection through the inside gate, so the inside of your arm, you've got this ability to catch, whether it's on the inside of the arm on this side, or even a cross arm. You've always got this option to use this latching movement, right? Now, we'll start off cross arm just for simplicity, and what we're going to do is just, as usual, pull. So you, as a partner, provide some resistance. So you want to kind of be static and have like a little bit of strength or something to pull on. And the first thing I'm going to do is just going to use my muscular system to do it and just feel, okay, which of my muscles are doing it? Okay, I can feel my chest activates, my bicep, even in my knees. And it's going to be different for everyone, right? And that's important. You're not doing strength to do it wrong. Like a lot of people just go, when they do the strength part, oh, this is wrong. No, it's not wrong. You're trying to move with your focus on the muscles to see which ones activate, so you can go deeper and dissolve them with the next part, right? So then from here, I'll center myself and feel my structure. And then essentially, very simply, I'm putting my sensing into the structure, right? I softly draw up and get a feeling of the spine, the sense of the spine. Then I sense my structure and I keep my focus there while I move, yeah? And I feel how that feels. I feel a sense of balance and I feel a sense of relaxation in the muscles, so that when I move, it's very easy to rotate that across. Then the state, the fun one, yeah? The simplest way to get into that is through the feeling quality while you center. So center yourself and feel good, stay in that feeling quality. What I would suggest with this, because it's backwards, is that you see their center as well. So essentially the power plane. Center yourself, feel good, target at their center, and then use that to move, yeah? So state, strength, structure, state with this cross arm latch, and then we'll move on to applications of this. Any questions? Alrighty, have a crack. 1, 2. Have a look at just an addition to this. This is a little bit trickier, so don't cry about it if you don't nail this one, because it is a little bit trickier. So once again, a latch. When you do a latch, you want to bring it across your own body and make sure you're facing in towards their center, right? You're not going to latch, latch to the outside. You're not going to latch to the inside where you kind of open yourself up, right? You always are latching across the body, so you have an advantage. Now, a way you can increase the power with this is with the pivot, And this is more second form stuff, but that's okay. You can get a feel for it. A few of you guys are at that level anyway. So now, not just using this movement, it's this as well. So you can think of it like, okay, my center and my wrist are moving together. And what you'll find is that if you add that in, you'll be able to generate a ton more power, yeah? Because you're using the turning power of the waist and the center of mass, right? So what I'll get you guys to do is to just do the same exercise we were just doing, but with this turn as well, right? So, and what is that? It's that P somewhere inside your center. I think you're all at a pretty good point where you should, you all should be practicing pivoting. You all should be practicing pivoting. So from your stance, just to clarify for those who aren't sure, from your stance, sensing into the center of the center, which is somewhere in here, and there's like a little pea-sized ball, which is your center of mass. And as you Tai Gong and center yourself, you want to start to turn that small pea, which turns the whole stance. Yeah. So you should all be practicing that. Yeah. At least 5 minutes a day. Do it while you're brushing your teeth. That's an easy one. Most of you brush your teeth. Yeah. So there you go. I found you 5 minutes to practice your Chum Q pivots. You can take videos of it and post it in the WhatsApp group, and you'll get bonus points. Alrighty, not you, him. All right, so strength, feel, and don't devalue the strength part of this sequence, right? Because as you do it, you'll light up in your mind where the potential blocks are to the unification of your structure during this movement. Remember, in Wing Chun, we want to unify our structure. How do we do that? Centering and sensing. Yeah, that unifies the structure. As we do it with the muscular system, as I do this, okay, I'll notice, oh, there's a bit of tension here, just at the right glute, a little bit here at the front. Okay, cool. So that might be what would block the unification of my structure via tension. So then as I center and sense, right, and if I need to sync, I'll dissolve that tension which is blocking the unification of my structure. Right, so there's value in this training, right? And then state. Center, C, and then just move, yeah? Yeah? So you get the idea. Same exercise with a pivot now. Any questions? 1, 2. Let's go. So long. So let's look at it, some of the applications of this. So we had, when we were working last week, we were going punch to chain trapping. You guys remember chain trapping? If you don't, you get the idea, right? Trap, trap, trap. So chain trapping, right? So this is something that can be used alongside of that. So rather than just punch, and once again, just a reminder, the objective is always to hit through. Yeah, you're never coming in with it. Josh, told you, stop when I'm teaching. Gronk. All right, so. Where were we? Yes, intention is always to hit. You don't want to go into a combat situation with I'm going to do fancy technique number 17 I learned on a Tuesday night, right? That's how you get knocked out, right? Because you're thinking too much. Your intention should just be to hit, and all these traps and strikes come out because of what you're presented with, right? The shapes and the movements from the forms and your look, sound, chi will come out from your intention to strike. That's the whole idea. Chain punching teaches that we just have an intention to strike, and the different movements, okay, there's a gun sao, there's an elbow, will come because of what's presented to you, right? Yeah, just want to hammer that in so you remember that. Now, coming back to what I was on about. Your partner's going to present a guard which is up close to their center so that the actual chain trapping sequence is effectual. If he's got a broad guard like this, I'm not going to be using your chain trap. I'm going to be coming more in like this, yeah? So, their guard's close to the center. You come through to hit, and then because you can't strike for whatever reason, you use the chain trap. Now, rather than following up with just another chain trap, you're going to follow up with with a latch. So you can either do strike, chain trap to a latch, or you can go straight to the latch after the first one. It's up to you. But what we're going to look at is that after you've gone through your chain trapping sequence, yeah, you're then, as you latch, I want you to bring elbows into it. I want you to get used to bringing them in close to elbows. Now, you've got a couple of different options. You've got, when I use the latch and I draw the elbow over this side, then the target is like the back of the ear or the side of the jaw. And that would be, you're driving the elbow, cutting it kind of through across the head. So imagine my elbow coming through here, this angle, that way. The other option you've got is that as you latch, you can then control with this arm and elbow with the other hand, this way, yeah? Which is a little more brutal because they're going in the same direction as the elbow. Sorry, the opposite direction of the elbow. Say it's always the same idea. You're always kind of thinking to cut through the center with the elbow. Yeah? I know this is brutal. It's the kung fu part of the peace and love. So, once again, you're coming into strike, chain trap. Now you can go straight into your latching from here if you want, but I kind of like to stick into the chain trapping for it because you've got control. Yeah? And then from here, you can use the latching movement to, the pivot's also good too because you get a good angle on them, and you got the elbow at the same time. This. So it's like the second movement we practiced. So you're pivoting your body as you latch an elbow. So see the latch here, elbow here, yeah? So, punch, chain trap, and then latch to elbow, or latch, catch, elbow, yeah? So you've got a couple of options there. Just go with what feels good for you. But the idea is that you're bringing the latching sequence into it with elbows. Make sense? Sorry? Ah, yeah. Yeah. It's like second and third combined. It's like the pivot of Chum Q and the elbow of Bilji, but it's a little bit more linear than the Bilji elbow because you're not coming right over the top and twisting the spine. So you could even think of it like second form still. This. Yeah. Questions? Yeah? We've got 57 minutes. Alrighty, 1, 2. Let's go.